which side of the world you are that is morning. It's evening here, and as usual, this your neighborhood brother Lifestone GH. From the beginning of this thing, I said it that we are going to do a lot of discussions, whether it's social, whether it's religious, whatever, whether it's political, to improve our nation, to make our nation better. Let me give some little shout. Please, when you come, you share this video for me. It might not be, this discussion might not be of help to you, but maybe it could help a friend's friend, okay? So you can equally share this video for other people to watch me. Sweeney, I see you. Priska Taylor, I see you. Mike Maha, Sister Rose, I see you there. Please, when you come, I'll give you a shout out. Vincent Amwakon, I see you also. This is simple. About 3 days ago, there was a nurses' major strike in Ghana. The nurses in Ghana went on strike, and people don't know the kind of damage that happened. But because most of us are in the diaspora and we don't actually know what is happening on the grounds, I want to take the courtesy to address some few things about this whole strike and what brought the strike up. And please, I'll be doing this video straightly in English. I'm not speaking Cree language. I'm not speaking any local language as such. And please, it is your data, and it is your phone, and it is your electricity. So when you come and you realize whatever I'm coming to teach here is not going to be of use to you, please, I advise you quickly go off so that you don't come and distract the people under the comment section. I can't take your data from you, but as well as my data also. I want to do this. If you think there is something better for you to teach, you could also do a live program where you teach what you think is okay. So let me go on. There was a strike 3 days today. All the nurses and midwives in Ghana went on strike. And why did they go on strike at the first place? Because for some years now, they've been demanding some little allowances from the government that is never coming. They've been demanding a lot of things from the government, but that is never coming. So this time they saw it the need to go on strike in this crucial time. The problem in Ghana is this. Ghana respects doctors than our nurses. The doctors in Ghana are given more respect than our nurses. That is why even a high-paid nurse salary is about 3 times, I would say 5 times what the doctor is paid. A very high-paid nurse salary is about 5 times what the doctors receive. And the irony of the situation is this. So about 2 years ago, I think doctors in Ghana went on some strike. They said they wanted some fuel allowance or something, and they went on strike. And when they went on strike, hospital was still functioning because there were nurses there in the hospital receiving patients and treating them. You know, a lot of midwives can do things that normal doctors can do, except those surgery and stuff. What happened 3 days ago in Ghana was this. When the nurses went on strike, the doctors couldn't handle the patients that were coming to the hospital. So the doctors were turning the patients away. We saw it in the news. The doctors were turning the patients away. The doctors said because there are no nurses available in the hospitals, they could not treat or even receive the patients. Now, if we all know this, and we can all accept the fact that our nurses are very important also, why don't we treat the nurses as equal as we want to treat the doctors? You see, an average nurse salary, an average nurse receives a salary of about 500 Ghana cedis in Ghana. Remove transport, remove accommodation, take out just feeding. That money is of no use. An average nurse, a nurse is receiving salary as low as 500 Ghana cedi within 28 days of working. How much is 500 Ghana cedi? 500 Ghana cedi is not even up to $100. Let me say this. 500 Ghana cedi is not up to $100. The highest paid nurse that I know in Ghana is taking about 3,000 Ghana cedi. 3,000 Ghana cedi in a period of 28 working days. Most of the nurses, okay, they go to work early and they work 12 hours a day. Most of them are doing full shift of 12 hours. Our doctors, even upon all the high paid salary, most of them still have hospitals that they work. When a doctor gets to a government hospital in the morning, he has the amount of patients that he wants to attend to. When he thinks he has done enough, he closes and goes home. You get to the hospital and they'll tell you, doctor is not available. There is no doctor available. The nurses are always in the hospital 24/7 looking out for patients. Nurses are complaining of some petty allowances they think the government should be giving to them. And I'll be going on some of these allowances and how important it is. One, their salary is not enough. The average nurse salary, if you are excluding tax and everything, is about 1,600 Ghana cedi. 1,600 Ghana cedi. That is how an average nurse is paid in Ghana. Okay? 1,600 Ghana cedi. You know, their uniform is mandatory. A nurse must wear uniform to work. And you cannot just wear any kind of uniform to work. There is a specified uniform that you have to wear. There is a specified uniform that every nurse in Ghana must wear. Now, out of the salary that they receive, the nurse must buy their own uniform from that same salary. The nurses are to get their uniform in that same salary. Okay? Take it. Apart from that, there is no transportation. There is no accommodation allowance. So, out of the salary that they receive, your accommodation and your allowance is part of this salary. And the accommodation issue in Ghana is so high that an average room that you can rent and be in a month is about 150 Ghana cedis. 150 Ghana cedis. Now, for years now, the nurses have demanded that these allowances be given to them. Because even when you are a nurse and you are posted to a rural area, somewhere very far from your family, you have to go because you don't have a choice to that. Now, when you go there, you live in this deprived neighborhood. Even water to drink becomes an issue for them. And even when the nurse is sick, they are supposed to take care of their own health need. Even the nurse would have to buy just a common drug like paracetamol. Nurses have to buy it with their own money. They don't have any benefits as to be doing the work that they are doing. So for some time now, they've been fighting the government, and this time they thought enough was enough. They were going on strike. And when the nurses went on strike, Ghanaians are now attesting to the fact and have seen the importance of nurses in our hospitals. The nurses said they have provided a lot of recommendations to the government as to what they want. They just need clothing allowance, not even the clothes that they wear. The nursing uniform that have been specified for them, they want an allowance to sew it. They want fuel and transportation allowance. They want accommodation allowance. It was about eight things that they provided to the government. And till today, the government have refused to do any of these things for them. So they got angry and they went on strike. And the doctors who are earning about 10,000 to 15,000 Ghana cedi a month, when patients go to the hospital, they turn the patients away because they say there are no nurses. So I'm asking the doctors and the nurses, who is more important at this point in time? Who is more important? And you see, the reason why I want to come live and do this program is this. Since this thing happened, I've not seen any Facebook blogger, any YouTube blogger putting camera and addressing this fact. Even the media houses in Ghana, the way they address this thing. When doctors were on strike, 24/7, it was in the news. Every station that you tune to, doctors are on strike. But when the nurses went on strike, they care less about it. Look, if we don't treat these nurses well, a doctor spends less than an hour with their patients. Yes, a doctor will spend less than an hour with their patient. The nurses are always with the patient till they are discharged from the hospital. Even when the patient gets to the hospital and there is no doctor available, there are nurses there to take care of the patient. They are always there to provide the necessary first aid to even save a life before a doctor is seen. So why is it that the needs of the nurse is not important and relevant to our leaders? This is the question that I'm asking. And the irony of the situation is this. 3 days today, when they went on strike, okay, something funny happened. And that is what I want to come and address. We say religion is our problem in Ghana. And today, I'm coming to show you one reason why religion is the problem. Because religion has played into this nursing issue that I'm talking about. And I'll bring it up very soon. In Ghana, our health services have been divided into sectors. We have the MOH, which is Ministry of Health for Ghana. And we have something that we call the CHAG, Christian Health Association of Ghana. 3 days today, when the nurses was on strike, demanding for what they rightfully deserve, there was a Christian health hospital in Ghana here who said they would force the nurses to work. And so they went to bring in the police to come and stand on the nurses and force them to work. In what essence? That it is their moral duty as nurses to work, not to go on strike. That is the Pentecost Hospital located in Medina. The Church of Pentecost Hospital that is located in Medina. They orchestrated this barbaric act. When the nurses wanted to go on strike, they said, no, we will not allow you to go. It's part of your moral value. So they went to bring in police to stand there and make sure the nurses does not go on strike. So the police was there to force the nurses to work against their own will. Because we human beings, because of religion, don't know their rights anymore. Now, let me talk about this CHAG people. They are the main topic of discussion here. Some year ago, CHAG people said the government of Ghana was owing them about 50 million Ghana cedi on national health insurance. So the Christian Health Association of Ghana decided to cut themselves off the national health insurance. They wanted to treat patients cash and carry. And they were not accepting the national health insurance card as method of treatment again. Please share this video for me. Share the video for me. Thank you very much. I'm back. I had a little internet glitch. So what am I saying? The Christian Health Association of Ghana on July 1st decided that yes, because the government is owing them an amount of 50 million Ghana cedi, they wanted to take them. It's not like they wanted. They took themselves off the National Health Insurance Scheme, that they were now going to work cash and carry. Cash and carry. Now, this was not a moral value to them. Bringing the National Health Insurance to their hospital was not part of moral value, but a nurse going on strike because of her own rights is moral value. This is the problem that we have, to the extent that some of these Christian Health Association organizers went to draft a letter for nurses to sign a bond that they would not go on strike in the field of work. I wish you can share this video for Ghanaians to understand what is happening, because most Ghanaians are up there. I saw some of them insulting the nurses. And why are you going on strike? Why are you going on strike? Look, the Christian Health Association of Ghana, somewhere 2015, decided that because the government of Ghana is owing them a huge amount of money, they took themselves off of the National Health Insurance Scheme, that they were no longer going to treat patients that come to their hospitals with the health insurance card. They were going to treat patients cash and carry. That one was not moral value. There was nothing moral value about that. But today, because a nurse wants to go on strike, because of the rights that they are demanding, the Christian Health Organization are now saying for the nurse, it's a moral value that they must serve. It's a moral value that the nurses must serve. But when it came to the issue of money, to the same Christian Health Organization, they said, no, we cannot handle it. Because of that, we are taking ourselves off NHIS. And they took themselves off. Now, you went to the extent of bringing security personnel to detain nurses and force them to work. We are speaking about the human rights of people. And this morning, my brother Sankofa was doing a program about our mindset. There are some people in the diaspora, when you are telling them religion is impeding progress in Africa, they will put cameras on themselves and they will tell you, you don't know what you are saying. They are the same people who do not come back home. Some of them have taken permanent residence in the diaspora. They don't have a wish of coming back home. But immediately you at home start complaining of the things that is happening here, they'll get the guys to put camera on themselves and come and tell you, you are not knowledgeable. You don't know what you are saying. So, let me go back to the tag issue. The Christian Health Association of Ghana, this is the thing. They are not even the one paying the nurses that they are working for. The nurses are being paid by the taxpayers' money. The tag, the Christian Health Association of Ghana, they don't pay the nurses that they employ. The nurses are being paid by the government himself. Now, when the nurses decided to go on strike because of a demand, then you have the guys to go and draft a letter to tell them it's a moral value. It's a moral value, so they don't deserve to go on strike. I think it's time we start addressing these issues. Our leaders are wicked, and the places that are so important in the development of a country, those are the places they care less about. The people that suffer in Ghana most are nurses and teachers. Because of what? They tell them their reward is in heaven. Yes, that is what they tell the teachers and nurses. Their reward is in heaven. But look at a nurse. A nurse goes to work in the morning. Someone's grandmother, grandfather that they cannot even cater for. The nurse is supposed to bath these people, take out their feces, and do all these filthy things. The doctor would only come and check for pulses. What is wrong? Okay, when I diagnose him, give him this drug, the doctor is gone. The nurse will be at the hospital cleaning feces of people's parents from morning till the time they close. That is why most of them, when they get the opportunity, they want to run outside of Ghana. They want to go elsewhere. Why should it be like that? Why should it be like that? Now, Ghanaians go to the hospital and they complain. The nurses don't respect. The nurses in the hospitals, they don't respect. How do you expect them to respect you when they are not being treated fairly? You carried your grandmother, you carried your grandfather to the hospital because you could not take care of them anymore yourself. Because you don't have the gas to stand there and remove the feces from their panties every day. So you took them to someone's children to do that work for you. And now, after all this, they are also not being treated fair. They are not treated in accordance with any human rights. I think it's time we start appreciating our nurses for the work that they are doing, and we can commend them. First, as a nurse in Ghana, you go and sign a bond that after you've completed your nursing school, you're supposed to serve the government for 5 solid years before you can be free to do any other thing that you like, even if you want to upgrade your education. So you put all of them under this bond, yet you will not treat them fair. And you know the irony of the situation. Most of these nurses are posted at places that they can't afford accommodation at. Because most of them are posted at big hospitals in big cities where accommodation is very expensive and they cannot afford it. So they stay very far away from the hospitals. So at the end of the month, before you see, all the salary that they took from the hospitals goes into transportation. Yes. I know a nurse who is taking about 1,500 Ghana cedi a month. And every blessed day, she spend about 22 cedis in transportation, going to work and coming back home. How much is left from the 1,500 cedis? Do the math yourself and see. This is the problem. And they are not being treated fair. They are not being treated fair. It's time most of us voice out to these things. I'm not a hospital type. I don't like going to the hospital because I like my own natural or traditional way of treatment. But I have family and I have people who go to the hospital. When you go to the hospital and you see an angry nurse, you see a nurse who is angry, then you complain. You don't want the nurse is feeling. And look, apart from all this, they still don't have any insurance cover. Nurses in Ghana don't have insurance covers. When in case there is an occupational hazard, like a needle pricking you or something, or you getting infected with someone else's disease, you are supposed to take care of yourself. There is no insurance cover for them. When you do the work and you have an infection, whether from a patient or during the work, there is no insurance cover for you. You have to treat yourself till you die. How do you think people will volunteer into the system to be nurses? How do you think people will volunteer into the system to be nurses? So, The CHAG. My message this evening is for the Christian Health Association of Ghana. We have a Labor Act. We have a law that is regarding labor, and the Labor Act gives the right of every worker to be able to go on strike when they see that they are not being treated fairly. You don't have the right to go and bond anybody to come and sign a bond that they will not go on strike with the occupation. Well, if you don't want the people to go on strike and you think the government is not doing what they are asking, why don't you also provide it for them? Even the pastors in your churches, they are being paid an amount of salary at the end of every month. How do you think the nurses should be able to feed themselves if their allowances, if the things that they are demanding for is not being done for them? Now you tell the nurse, being a nurse is their moral value. It's their moral value. So they don't have the right to demand for justice. This is what religion has done to us as Africans. That is my next topic I'll be treating. What is the meaning of justice to the African child? An African child does not even understand the word justice and their own rights. Because of what? Religion. Oh, give it to God. Oh, your reward is in heaven. Oh, don't mind them. God will come and reward you. You will serve and you will die poor. You will serve and you will die poor. And they will give you promises of a heaven that they themselves cannot have no evidence of. This is the damage religion has done to our people. So the Christian Health Association of Ghana, if you think the government owing you 50 million Ghana cedi, it's not a moral value for you to go off NHIS, then you should understand that it is not a moral value for the nurse to be deprived of something that they need in order to work. It is not the moral value of the nurse too. The nurse have got no obligation or whatsoever to accept that, yes, and the work that they are doing there is their moral value to do the work. It's their moral value to do the work. I said, this video might be of importance to someone you know. The nurses in Ghana, they are not being treated well. Their treatment is sham, is poor. They spend their money to go to school. They pay for their school fees. And the government nurses in Ghana, what they do is this. You spend 2 weeks in a classroom, then you spend 2 weeks at the hospital. So whilst you are even in school, you are still on the job. Now they come out and common allowance, clothing allowance, accommodation allowance, you cannot give them. You cannot give them. I said this thing. But there was a time Muhammad decided that he was no longer going to give the nursing students the allowances. And not giving them the allowances means they are free of bond. So when they finish their school, they can go out anywhere. Very soon, all nurses will run from Ghana. Because I even learned in Togo, just in Togo here, nurses are treated better than they are treated in Ghana. It's time. It's hard time we start fighting for most of these things. When you're abroad and your parents are calling you, and the nurses in Ghana, they don't respect. They're always frowning. I'm telling you, it's because the things that they want is not being met. The government cannot meet the needs of the nurses in Ghana. They are being deprived of a lot of things. A nurse will board as much as 3 vehicles before getting to work in the morning. A nurse will board as much as 3 vehicles before getting to work in the morning. Look at the stress alone. When the pandemic was great, our nurses was going to work. The churches were closed. The churches, Christian Health Association of Ghana, I want to tell you this on point blank. When pandemic hit, it was our nurses that put their lives on the line. Our nurses put their lives on the line to save people, whilst you have locked up yourself in your room and sleeping, whilst the church was closed. The pastor and his children were in their rooms. Then our nurses raised their lives on the job to make sure people's lives are saved. Now, they ask you, this is not something, it's not like the thing is too big for the government to do. The government will just not do it because they see no use of the nurse. And this evening, that is why I'm here. It's time we talk about most of these things. When you're a Facebook blogger, there are more important things to talk about than putting camera on yourself and insulting people. Don't just switch camera and be doing unnecessary videos. There are things you have to talk about. I'm not a blogger. This is not a work that I do. I just see the need to come and be doing these videos to teach people. So if the nurses are not treated fairly, I'm telling you, there will be years to come. You go to Ghanaian hospital and there will be no nurses available to serve because they are all gone. Because if a nurse is earning less than 100 cedis a month, how much is 100 cedis? How much is 100 cedis? How much do you even spend in a week, in a day? But that is the salary of a nurse. A whole professional nurse in Ghana is earning that amount of money. Yet the little allowance, they are not, you see, the nurses are not even complaining about their salary. They are not complaining about their salary. For the salary they can manage. They just want little allowances. Like the uniform. Their uniform is also so expensive to buy the material, and when you get to work, you will find this GDNS who will be there waiting for you in the morning, inspecting your uniform. When there is any nursing meeting that you have to go, when there is any nursing congress, you are recommended to go there with your uniform. The uniform too, you have to buy it, sew it with your own money. This is the issue in Ghana. This evening, I will not be doing this video for an hour. I just want to send this video out there for people to know that our nurses deserve better. If we expect them to treat us very well, then they also deserve better. If we expect our nurses to be at the hospitals and do their work the way we think is good, then they deserve better. It's time we tell the government to start giving better treatment to our nurses so that they can also serve us well. Because just these 3 days, the doctors have proven to us that without nurses, they can't work. The doctors have proven to us that yes, without nurses, they cannot work. So let's start to understand that the nurses are also equally important, like the doctors. And please, the Christian Health Association of Ghana, you have no right to give any nurse a letter to sign a bond, not to go on strike. You are not the ones paying the nurses. The nurses are being paid by the labor law and the labor committee. It's the government who is paying the nurses. So you don't have the right. And you don't have the right to go and put a police force on someone to work while they say they are on strike. Ghanaians did not even, because this news, have you seen any media news outlet publishing this news? That yes, The Pentecost Hospital in Medina 3 days ago had to use police forces to force nurses to work. They brought in the police to force the nurses there to work. Why? Because it is their moral value. But when the same organization realized the government of Ghana was owing them some amount of money, they forgot about moral value. They demanded the money and they cut themselves off the national health insurance. They started working cash and carry. So when it comes to them, it's not moral value. But when someone's child is involved, then that one becomes a moral value. And if you're a nurse and you are under charge, you are under no obligation to go and sign any bond. Even if it's coming from the government, you still need to read through and contact your heads before making the move. So my message this evening is directed to child. That act, that thing that they did is not done anywhere. You cannot use police force. And you see, this is the problem of Ghana. As a policeman, you are supposed to protect the law. A policeman, you are supposed to protect the law because a Christian health organization came for you and told you, come and force some nurses to work. You forgot the law. You forgot the human rights and you went there to behave barbaric. These are things people don't want to talk about. But I will talk about it. No news, no media house in Ghana brought out this news that yes, in Medina, the Pentecost Hospital as Medina, they had to force nurses to work by using the police. This is the problem that we have. So this evening, I'll make this video very short. In case you want to contribute something to, my number is there. You can call me on WhatsApp. And I can also put a link. I'm putting the link here in case you want to join the video and add up your discussion. This video is just for our nurses in Ghana. It's time we start addressing all these things. Because if we don't, and no one is talking about them, your grandmother will go to the hospital and she would not have the treatment that she deserves because a nurse is angry. So it's time we start addressing these things. And we should let the Christian Health Organization know that there is a labor law act in Ghana that supports every laborer to go on strike if they see it being necessary, if they think it's necessary to go on strike. So you don't have the right to write any letter for someone to go and sign as a bond. Say they shouldn't go on strike again. That the work that they are doing is their moral right. What do you mean by moral right? What do you mean by moral right? Is the moral right of someone to wake up in the morning and go and remove people's feces, people's urine. Some of them come back home and all their uniform is stained with people's vomit. That one is not moral right. There is no moral right. But when they wanted to demand for something that they think they deserve, you have the guts to go and use a police force on them and tell them it's their moral right. It's their moral right. Please, the link is down there. You can join me if you want to say something. My number is also there. You can call me on WhatsApp if you want to contribute. Because I've waited for about 4 days now, I was expecting a blogger to even take up this story to do. None of them. They are busy doing some kind of partisan politics, things that are not necessary because they've all been paid to be doing these things. The things that are affecting the economy, they will not talk about it. And I would also like to use this opportunity to send my condolences to ex-President Jerry John Rawlings. He just lost our grandma at the age of 101. Yes. Madam Victoria, the mother of ex-President Jerry John Rawlings, she died today at the age of 101. Yeah. we send condolences to the family also. So please, my people, I said our nurses deserve better. It's time we give our nurses a better treatment. Let's do this for our country. And it's time we stop this kind of religious brainwash, thinking that someone's moral value is higher than somebody. Like they do in the church. You see, when you go to church, okay, in the church, the instrumentalists and choristers, they are not being paid because they tell them that is their ministry. But the pastor takes his salary at the end of every month. When you are instrumentalist in the church and you go and demand to be paid, they will tell you, no. You can't be paid, it's your ministry. But the pastor, the ministry that is providing, I don't know who is for. The pastor is paid. The pastor is paid. All right. This is the brainwash that Christianity brought to us. And it's time we get rid of these things. I said, I was home when I heard the news. A nurse called my wife and was telling her how the police have detained them at the hospital and forcing them to work against their will. And their PRO got a guts to come out to tell people that the nursing work that they are doing is their moral value. What do you mean by moral value? What do you mean by moral value? The same Christian health organization cut themselves off the National Health Insurance Scheme because they thought the government owed them an amount of money. They wanted to take cash and carry. You are receiving cash and carry at your hospital. That one, there is no moral value attached to it. But when a nurse decides to go on strike for something that she deserves, then you think, oh, that one there, yeah, you can't go on strike. To the extent that they went to draft letters. They went to draft letters for the nurses to sign as a bond that they will not go on strike again. With this kind of treatment, how much is the nurse's salary? How much do they get? How much do they spend on food? Most of them have family. Most of them are also, they are like the breadwinners in their family. You pay a nurse 1,500 cedis a month. Out of this, they take their uniform money, they take their transportation, they buy their fuel, and they feed themselves to feed their family, and they accommodate themselves from that same salary. What work does an MP does in Ghana? The ministers that are in parliament, what work are they doing? How much salary do they earn in a month? What are their allowances? A minister of state, they have an allowance to the extent that they even have dog feeding allowance. They have gardeners allowance, their own garden, the garden that they have in their homes. They have allowances maintaining the garden. They have as much as entertainment allowance. When they want to entertain themselves, do their own parties, they are still giving allowances, entertainment allowance. What is the work of the minister? But when this same minister is sick, they are going to fall on the nurse. They are going to put their filth, their smelly body, their feces. It is the nurses that are going to do these things in the hospital for them when they are sick. It's time we start talking truth to power. People are scared to voice out because they are under the influence of one party or the other. We don't care. We will say it as it is. An MP will not buy their own car. MPs does not buy their own car. Even most of them, the houses that they live in, it is being paid by the same government. Yet they get fuel allowance. Anytime they travel, they take per diem. Even when they sit down to discuss about Ghana, they are paid sitting allowance just for sitting down. An MP is paid certain allowance just for sitting down. When he wants to party, they have party allowance. The clothes that they wear, the MPs don't have a specific uniform to show as an MP. They have clothing allowance. I said they have up as much as dog feeding allowance. To feed their own dogs, they are even being given allowances. And how much is their salary? How much is their salary? How much is their salary? An MP in Ghana is not taking less than 15,000 Ghana cedi a month. Aside all the diet, aside all the fuel, aside all the food in their homes, aside I don't know what they even spend their monies for. Yet, the one making sure the MP survives is not giving quarter of this treatment. If I am to weigh or rate the work of a nurse over the work of a minister, I'll vote for the nurse. Because that minister, when he's sick, vomiting, the family that is spending the money with him, they will even abandon him. Yes, when they are sick, their family carries them, go and drop them at the hospital at the expense of the nurses. Yes, the nurses, they deserve filth. They deserve death. Then you cannot treat the nurses well. Please, I don't care. If you're watching this video and you are a nurse, you can come out and fire. There was some time ago, there was this nurse who took a video of herself and she was twerking. You see, this is the hypocrisy of Ghanaians. A nurse took a video of herself and she was twerking, and the video was on social media. Come and see Ghanaian bloggers. They were insulting the nurse. Why was she twerking in her uniform? Why the uniform that she bought with her own money? Come on. But when the nurse has got no food to eat, which of you bloggers are putting camera on yourself talking about this? This is the hypocrisy of Ghanaians and the so-called social media bloggers. They only want things that they will talk about that will trend. So when the nurse is twerking on social media, that one is news. But when the nurse cannot accommodate themselves for a month, that one is nothing important to talk about. This is the problem that we have in Ghana. And some of us, we are not going to keep quiet. When we see these things, we are going to talk about it. I said the link is there. My number is there. You can call. It might not be happening to you. It might happen to your sister or a friend. The nurses in Ghana deserve better than we are giving them. The nurses don't have any allowance. The nurses in Ghana, even when they go to work on holidays, they are not even given holiday. Even when they work overtime, they are not being paid overtime allowance. Nothing. Because of what? Because of what? They think their reward is in heaven. Yes. The nurse and teacher. The nurses and teacher. That is what we tell them. Their reward is in heaven. Their reward is in heaven. This evening, this is what I came here to talk about. And I'm sending this strong warning to the so-called Christian Health Association of Ghana. Please, it's not anyone's moral value to go and be a nurse and not getting a proper treatment. If you think being a nurse is a moral value, then I bet you should send your pastors and your deaconesses to your hospitals to do that work for you. They can do it for free without charging any salary. I'm not a nurse. The work that I'm doing, I I don't know. But if I would have the time to come and talk for nurses, then you should know where I'm coming from. It's sad. It's a pity what is happening in Ghana. And it is a shame unto the government. It is a shame. I said when the pandemic hit, the nurses volunteered to be the frontliners. Some of them even demanded just 35% of their salary to be increased. It was not done for them. It was not done. But the government was able to organize a breakfast where they spent millions of cedis organizing a breakfast for clergies to come and pray. But when the pandemic became serious, the hospitals were working and the churches were closed. We don't know where to set our priorities. Any country who have misplaced priorities, the country would never develop nor prosper. And one of our priorities should be directed towards our health sector, our roads. That is what is killing people. Not going to build a cathedral of $100 million. That is useless. It's totally useless. The government would spend $100 million to build a cathedral. When you get to the hospital, there is no hospital bed for people to sleep on. I just heard the government donated how many amount of hospital beds. The problem with the hospital is that there are not enough wards. It's not about the bed. There are not enough wards in the hospitals. That is why people go to the hospital and they sit outside in their own chairs and they are treated outside. You can spend $100 million to build a cathedral, a God-forsaken cathedral, for whatever God that you think you are serving. You cannot build a hospital to sustain the life of your own people. The real savers of life, they're in the hospitals. They are not in the churches. If you want people to save your life, they are in the hospital. There is no life saving in church. Those things are delusional. I'm tired. Tired. If somebody have problem with this video that I did, then it's their own cup of tea. Tomorrow, you might have a family member in the same situation. Until we start setting priorities as a country on the right perspective, the country would never, ever develop. Thank you so much for joining me. I don't know if people want to come on the video. I'll take some time and I'll read through your comments. If no one comes, within the next 5 minutes, I'll end this video. Within the next 5 minutes, Mike Ma, I've seen you've commented a lot. Thank you for joining me today. Yes, you said just 1,600. That one is average. The average. That one means you have been employed by the government and you are fully recognized as a nurse. There are nurses in Ghana who are taking 500 Ghana cedi a month for being nurses. When you calculate their transportation alone, that's taking most of the money. Yes, the problem of Africans is Africans. The problem of Africans is Africans. Thank you very much. Jafet Minta, I see you. Oh yes, I know. That is why most of our nurses, they want to run out of the country and seek refuge somewhere. They want to go to Europe. They want to go to America. Because when you even check online and you check the average salary of a nurse in Europe, in America, You cannot compare it to Ghana. How much is a nurse paid per hour in America? Ghanaians, they are not being paid per hour. They are paid per day. And I said, most of them, their salary is not up to $100 within the whole month. Why wouldn't they run? Why wouldn't they run? Please, my lines are here. Those who want to call in, my number is there, +233-200-407-272. Please, WhatsApp calls only. WhatsApp calls only. Don't call me normal call. WhatsApp calls only. And if in case you want to join the stream too, I've pasted the stream over there. I've pinned it to the comment section. You can follow and come. So that you can, if you have anything to say.
Device is ready to pair.
If you have anything to say, you can join my comment section.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Wicked leaders, who don't think of, no, they don't think of that. Ibrahim Bone, I see you. Poor Amagana. Africans, yeah, it's true. It's true. It's true. Oh yeah. So when they went on strike, Abena Frempoma, when the nurses went on strike, I said it earlier. In Ghana, the health association is being divided. I think we have the Ministry of Health, and we have the Christian Health Association of Ghana. I think they are about 3. Okay, but aside all this, you see, the Christian Health Association, they are not the one paying the nurses. The nurses are still being paid by the government. But it got to a time when the Christian Health Association saw that the government owed them an amount of money. So they were no longer going to accept the national health insurance again. They were going to work on cash and carry. That one was not moral value. But when the nurse decided to go on strike, demanding for something that rightfully belonged to them, they brought in police to force them to work because it's their moral value as nurses to work. Hi, family. I can see you, I see you. Thank you. Yo, they will see it. Thanks for your shout out to your family. Anyway, we have seen it. We've seen it. So, I don't know. I think I would want to end the video any moment from now. There are some people who are, ouch. I'm very sorry. People were calling. My phone was muted. People, yeah. Sorry, some people called. My phone was muted. Please, let's demand justice for our nurses in Ghana. They deserve a better treatment because when they are treated fairly, then they can also equally serve better. But when they feel short of anything, there is no way they are going to do their work. That is the truth. So please, I'm doing this video as an advice also to our nurses who are working under charge, the nurses who are working under the Christian Health Organization. You should not be forced to sign any bond. You have a right as a laborer working in Ghana. We have the Labourers Act that gives you the right to go on strike when you see injustice being done to you. So don't go and sign any bond. It is not anyone's moral right to come to this world and be cleaning feces of people. It is no one's moral right to come to this world and risk their life at the expense of saving other people because they have volunteered. They have volunteered. So we should treat them fairly. How many of you that when even your grandparents or your own mothers turn old age and they are sick, you don't go leaving them on nurses to take care of them? And go to the hospital and say, the nurses are frowned. The nurses have frowned. Thank you very much for joining my video. This is my platform, African Youth Empowerment. I would like to end the video here. Please share the video for as much as more people to watch this video because the message is very important. Thank you very much. We'll meet again shortly. My next topic that I'm coming to treat, what is justice? What does justice mean to the African child? I'll be speaking more about this. You can follow Chronicles of Abraham Bemoshi on Facebook. We are now live on Amin TV, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. And you can also follow Samson Seto Kabna SSK. You can follow Ijele Speaks. The time he finishes his battle with Nnamdi Kanu, you can follow him. Ijele Speaks is on social media, Facebook. You can follow the New Generation TV on Facebook also. And you can follow Truth is One by Otimo Finisher. You see, sometimes people will come to your video and they'll be commenting like, there are more important things to say. Why wouldn't you say those things? The fact of the matter is, we all have our field of interest. It might be someone's field of interest talking solely about religion. Someone is good with a political speech. Other people are good with social issues. The awakening process involves a lot of process. And that is why this time we are a lot of people coming together to do this awakening. So when you come to my platform, you think what I'm teaching is of no use to you, you go to the next platform. So you can follow all these teachers on Facebook. Mike Maha, I promise you, you hear from me very soon. You hear from me very, very soon. Mike Maha, don't worry. I'll have your time very soon, okay? Thank you very much for joining my video. We'll meet again very soon. My name is Lifestone GH. Thank you.